It was October 1943 when the Atlantic Ocean had become a battlefield during World War II. During this time, German submarines often targeted American ships. Now it is said that to save the ships of the Allied forces, America had used the German submarines to destroy the ships. A top-secret program was started called the Philadelphia Experiment. It was a series of secret military programs carried out inside the Philadelphia shipyard in the U.S., in which the U.S. Navy was working on changing the appearance of its ships and wanted to test their capabilities, so that the ships could not be seen on radar and escape from German submarines. A similar experiment was going on a cannon-class destroyer ship, USS Eldridge, because there were many big generators on it, which were a part of this top-secret mission. Now, if the rumors are to be believed, these generators were present in the ships because it powered a new type of magnetic field that made the ship invisible to enemy radar. Now, during this mission, the USS Eldridge was wrapped all around with copper wire, and then the experiment began. It happened that all the ships and people present nearby were looking at the experiment being done on it. Then its generator was switched on, and then something happened which surprised everyone and gave birth to a very big mystery. Now the generator. As soon as the switch is turned on, a green mist spreads around the ships, and when this mist subsides after a few seconds, everyone is surprised because USS Eldridge disappears not only from the military radar, but also from the eyes of the people. The ship mysteriously reaches North Fork in Virginia, which is 400 kilometers away from Philadelphia. About 20 minutes later, USS Eldridge reaches Philadelphia, but during this time, something very bad happened to it, according to the interview that took place later. During this time, a merchant marine named Carl M. Allen claimed that he had seen this scene with his own eyes. He claimed that the USS Eldridge suddenly disappeared and then, after some time, returned exactly to the same location. Something like this happened. People also reported in Norfolk where they found some Eldridge appears for a while and then she too disappears. But when the ship returned to Philadelphia, the condition of the ship's crew was extremely shocking. Many crew members were badly burned. Their body parts were broken, and some were even broken into the metal of the ship. They were stuck to the walls in such a way that they could not even get out. Along with this, it is claimed that many crew members did not even return. When the news of the disappearance of the ship started spreading, people easily believed it. This was done because it was the time of the day and technological advancement was happening so fast that anything could be possible. But did this really happen, or was it just a rumor? On one hand, in this experiment, this ship was going to Philadelphia and north. The USS Eldridge, which was seen in the USS Folk, was actually in New York at the time, according to its log records. But this does not take away the credibility of the Philadelphia experiment, as it was common to lie in the ship's log records on such a top-secret mission. Now, if many reports are to be believed, in the year 1943, the U.S. Navy experimented with making ships invisible in Philadelphia, but its goal was not to make the ships disappear in reality, but only to make them invisible to underwater German mines. At that time, German scientists were gauging the strength of the magnetic field. I used to donate, and due to this magnetic field, German mines were also triggered. So to eliminate the effect of this magnetic field and to avoid mines, Americans also wanted to start the process of degaussing. And to do this at that time, electromagnetic coils were installed in ships. But this was very expensive. Then the American military found a new way to negate the effect of the magnetic field by wrapping copper wire all around the ships. But the problem here was that due to the continuous rotation of the Earth, the effect of the magnetic field was negated. Because the degaussing process went in reverse, they had to develop a system that would allow the ships to be degaussed at any time as needed. This suggests that the experiment going on in Philadelphia that day was a solution to this problem. It was done to find a new solution, but one thing was very clear, that no experiment was being done on time travel here. But if this was a top-secret project of the American Navy, then how did this news of the Philadelphia experiment get leaked? Now the question is, how did this news get leaked? The story begins in the year 1955, when a person named Morris Jesses received a letter. Joseph had published a book named The Case for the UFO. In this book, he started sending letters to unidentified people. In these letters, people had mentioned their identity. He told about the flying objects and strange sightings seen by him. But among these letters, there was a letter from Carlos L., in which something was written which made people hear a new story about the Philadelphia experiment. In his letter, Allende told that while he was observing from a nearby merchant ship on the USS Eldridge, that October 1943 experiment, Allen noticed a green haze surrounding Eldridge. It spreads, and then suddenly it disappeared. Then, when the ship came back to Philadelphia, its crew was stuck to the steel walls. All those people who did not die after this incident were behaving like crazy, said Allen. He also claimed that he had very good information about the science behind this experiment. Actually, the U.S. Navy believed that electromagnetism and gravity could be merged into a single field through Einstein's unified field theory, and here perhaps something similar had happened. But Allen's letter was strange in many ways because many things written in it did not make any sense. When Morris Jesse tries to talk to him further while replying to that letter, then Allen says no reply comes. In fact, he had not even used his real name in the letter, which was Carl M. Allen. About a year after this incident, two officers of America's Office of Naval Research come to Morris Jasby's house. In fact, during this time, the Office of Naval Research receives a secret package which contains the name of the sender. There was no mention of the address or anything else. There was just a Happy Easter sticker pasted on it. Inside, it was a copy of Morris Jesup's recently published book, The Case for the UFO. It had comments written on every page and every paragraph. These comments were written in 3 blue dots. These were written in different shades, which made it seem as if they were written by not one, but 3 people. When Morris was shown this book, he immediately recognized Allen's handwriting, and also said that Allen might have written these 3 people. It is written using different shades. Later, Allen also accepts this fact, but this whole incident raises serious questions on the Office of Naval Research, because if nothing like the Philadelphia experiment had happened, then why did it happen? Why were they taking this act of Eland so seriously? This proves that Eland was telling the truth somewhere, and the Philadelphia experiment was a part of the U.S. Navy's invisibility test. On the one hand, Carlos Eland was very correct in making his claim. We're engaged. So Morris was stuck in a different problem. After the success of his first book, Morris's second book failed miserably, and the same happened with his third book. In such a situation, Morris was once again trying to come into the limelight. For this, he takes the help of the Philadelphia experiment and starts searching for evidence based on the claims of Carlos Allende. In the year 1958, Morris Joseph gives all the documents of his research to his friend Evan Sanderson and asks him to keep these documents safely. This is because Morris was afraid that anything could happen to him. Now on April 19, 1959, Morris calls one of his friends, Mason Valentino, to meet him and tells him that he has some secret information in his hand which he has to give to him. But unfortunately, this never happened because the very next day, i.e. on April 20th, 1959, Morris Joseph was found dead inside his car, and the reason for his death was told to be carbon monoxide poisoning. The exhaust pipe of Morris's car had a hose coming out of the car, which filled the car with this toxic gas, and clothes were also stuck in the window glass so that the gas could not come out. The police told in the investigation that Morris had committed suicide, but no autopsy was done on the body. The situation in which Morris Jessup died was quite mysterious and controversial, as if he had got hold of something that did not want to come out. But Allen Ku's letter and Morris Jessup's mysterious death gained a lot of popularity. This was exploited by a book publishing company called Vero Manufacturing Corporation of Garland, which merged Allen's letters with Morris's earlier book, The Case for the UFO, and began selling it as a Vero edition, got tremendous popularity. Now, some time ago, I had told you that Carlos Allen had written the comments in the book sent to the owner. But now the question arises that why did Carlos do this? When the owner asked this question to Carlos Allen, he told that Morris Unified Field he was doing research on a theory which, according to Allen, could be very dangerous for the world. So he wanted to scare Morris so that he would stop the research. In the year 1984, a movie named The Philadelphia Experiment was released in America. After the release of this movie, which was made by Stuart Raphael, people's attention once again goes towards the incident that happened in 1943, which was mentioned by Carl Allen, and the stories of this incident start becoming popular among the people. Some years later, in 1990, a man named Del Bellet came forward and claimed that he was a part of the Philadelphia experiment. He said that he was one of the few survivors of the experiment who had regained their memories after this. But then when he saw this movie, he started remembering all the events that happened that day. Whatever L. Black told matched a lot with the account given by Carl S. Allen. However, he also made a revelation that solved this entire mystery. Bilk says that the U.S. was also experimenting not on making its ships invisible to radar, but on time travel. In fact, he also said that they were successful in this mission, and during the Philadelphia experiment, they were able to travel back in time and save years. Although L. Belk did not reveal many details related to this incident. In a show called Costa Costa, when the host Georgie Nori asked about this, El Balak refused to tell anything because according to him, this is a very important asset related to America's national security. However, one thing that L. Black revealed here was that after the Philadelphia experiment, the U.S. military included him in the Montauk Project, which was an experiment related to time travel. It was a project with which the names of famous scientists like Nikola Tesla and Wilhelm Rayl are associated. The Montauk Project was also full of controversies like the Philadelphia experiment. But can the words of L. Bilik be trusted? It was worth doing because he claimed that during the Philadelphia experiment, he had time traveled to the year 1983, and before this, he had also claimed to have gone to the year 2137 and 2749. In one claim, he had even said that in the year 2005, America and European countries together will destroy China and Russia, and the world population will remain only 30 crores. L. Black also told that after time traveling to the year 2137, he also went to the year 1984, where he meets John Van Neumann. Neumann, who used to be a famous scientist of America, asks him to go back to the year 1943 and stop the Philadelphia experiment. But the question arises here that John Van Neumann, who had died in the year 1957, suddenly appeared again in the year 1984. How did he become alive? It is obvious that there are many lies hidden in Albeck's words. But after all, whether the Philadelphia experiment was true or not, no one has a 100% confirmation yet. By the way, friends, what is your opinion about this? Do tell in the comment below, and if you like this video, then do not forget to like this video and share it with your friends. And if till now you have not subscribed to our channel, then subscribe and turn on the notification bell because I keep bringing such videos every week. So I will meet you in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching.